Okay, welcome back to England Rugby Analyst. Well, it's happened. The autumn series is finished now. England have done it. They've beaten Australia 4 times this year, unbeaten in the year.
Yeah.
13 in the year, 14 in a row. So
outstanding. Really good year.
Perfect year. But the match itself was not perfect. I mean, it was pretty up and down.
Yeah, I thought Australia were very good in the first kind of 20 minutes.
Weren't they just?
England were a bit off the boil, I think, in the first 20. Let Australia come at them rather than being aggressive.
I mean, England weren't just off the boil. They were. I haven't seen them like that. They were worried.
They
were
looked
anxious.
nervous, didn't they?
That's
they
it,
looked
yeah.
nervous.
Terrible mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, with Australia, when Australia are on it on their attacking game, they're fantastic, and they showed that once again.
Yeah, superb. They got such dangerous runners in that back line at the moment. They're cutting people to shreds left, right, and centre.
And it highlights. I think it does. It's good because I wanted England to have their weaknesses highlighted without them losing. So in that respect, it was useful.
Yeah. I think it was nice seeing some players that have had an average year to date. Sort of Nathan Hughes has been very average in comparison. Yeah, he's been average in comparison to his season last year. I thought he stepped up.
Yeah, you saw him stepping up throughout the game actually.
Yeah, growing into it, I think was a good way.
I mean, let's talk about Nathan Hughes to start with then. How would you rate him? By the way, we're going to scroll down all the ratings underneath. We'll talk about those later. For the whole series, we'll do those ratings. But how do you reckon he went?
I would give him a good sort of 6.5, 7 out of 10. I think he grew in confidence as the game went on. He took ball into contact very high in the first half. And then was much stronger with his ball carrying towards the sort of midway of the second half.
And I think that's a really good point. I was going to say exactly the same thing. He's tall. He's 6'5", but he does get upright in contact. Yeah. I think that's something the England coaches will definitely feed back to him.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought his passing was a bit snatchy. Yeah. He'd fire it quite high towards people sometimes. So he irons out that, gets a little bit lower. Yeah. He's got a fantastic handoff. It's horrible.
It's just big, isn't he?
He's right big. In the face. So he's got potential. Nowhere near Billy Vunipola at the moment, but who is? No,
but a very good replacement, I think. A very good second fiddle option, I reckon.
Yeah, and with some time, I think he could be really good. So that was great to see. Just quickly on Australia, I've always said if you go back to my Australia series video, they're a good team. Really, in fact, a very good team, I think, and they attack amazingly well. Yeah. Their big weakness, I think, is. Actually, Cheika's big weakness is their inflexibility in their strategy. They will attack, run, and as soon as the side steps up and stops that, they don't do anything else. Yeah,
once you take their kind of big players out of the game, I thought Folau was poor. He looked very suspect with his positioning. He's very, very slow on the turn because he's quite a big bloke. Straight line speed, he's devastating if he's going forward and got go forward ball.
Oh, he's a hell of an athlete. If you look at the Australian press, and again look at Rugger Matrix, the YouTube channel, which is brilliant, they're very much for him to go to 13. Yeah. They don't want him at 15. No. So something to discuss there. Yeah. And the other big weakness I think that Australia has is losing players to France and Europe.
Yeah, it was a South African problem as well, isn't it? That the money's drawing them away. There's not the same kind of money, especially in the South African game. But I think Australia have got the same problem. They can't compete with too long.
That's it. And we saw it practically in that game because Genia was not allowed to play because he plays in France. They had to play Phipps, and Phipps made 2 massive howlers to give away 2 tries. And that could have cost them the game. Yeah,
I mean, I think with Frisbee on the bench as well, I think he's a much better attacking option than Phipps is, and it showed on Saturday. I thought he was the weakness in that side.
Absolutely. When I saw it in the week that Genia wasn't playing and Phipps was playing, I was like, okay, I think we're okay now. Yeah. I generally thought that strong.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying in commentary before as well, he was the weak option in the 3-0 whitewash as well. So I think if they haven't seen that in big games, he shies away and makes errors, then.
But enough about Australia. Yeah, we've played them enough. We've played them enough this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So England's weaknesses, what do you think they were? Like in general, where are their weaknesses?
For me, they were a bit passive in defence. They were kind of letting the Australians come to them and over their shoulder rather than being a bit more aggressive and actually putting the shoulder through that tackle. And I think that's where a lot of their problems in the first 20 minutes came.
I think that's more of a short-term problem though, so I'm not so worried about that because we've seen they can be aggressive in the tackle.
Yeah, but I think defending quite narrowly as well, and that's quite a big mentality change that they were kind of up and they were then having to drift hard.
It was a bad day at the office for that defence.
I think so.
I think Gustard will be furious about that performance. Actually, that was really bad.
Yeah.
I think player-wise, it actually highlighted a few things. Quite a lot of missed tackles. I still think England are a bit slow for me, as in Hartley is slow.
Yeah.
Marler, when he comes on, got ran around by another prop. Painfully slow, and Yard for a winger, Yard's just not quick enough.
No, Dan Cole again as well is another slow.
So I think just there are some issues there about individuals' speed around the park. You know, I've got a big thing about this.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think with the one thing that England do have is speed off the bench, because I think Sinclair's got a bit about him. Jamie George has got a bit about him.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of attacking options with pace to burn on the bench, I think.
And the point I made to you, because we are going to go on and talk about Lions quickly in a minute.
Yeah.
I would prefer it that Jamie George and Sinclair and that lot certainly didn't get picked for the Lions. I think Jamie George has got a chance, but I prefer he went to, I think it's Argentina. And started and played all those England
I think you're absolutely right,
to prove himself.
Yeah, and I think another case in point for that is George Ford. I think could do with a bit more game time in an England shirt, I think, on that Argentinian tour.
Well, let's just slowly mould into the Lions talk then.
Okay.
Because I think they'll only take 2 10s, because that's what Gatland did last time. But are they going to take Farrell as a 10-12 and 2 10s?
For me, I would take Farrell as a 10-12.
Yeah.
I think you can't look too far past how he's playing at 12 at the moment. I think he's been outstanding this series, and the way that him and Ford link up, and the way that him and Sexton would link up on that tour, because I think that's who I would go for at 10 at the moment on form, Johnny Sexton.
Yeah.
And again on form, I would go for Farrell at 12 at the moment.
Yeah, and that's what I've got. I'll say my Lions 15. You tell me how yours different.
Okay.
It's going to change. We had a really good comment on the video the other day saying only 2 Irish a few videos ago, and I said, well, it's probably going to change.
Yeah.
And it has.
Yeah.
But also bear in mind we're subconsciously biased towards England, so you may want to consider that. We don't think so, but you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I've gone for front row of Mako, Rory Best and Furlong from Ireland. And Rory Best is my captain. That's my call there.
Okay.
Yourself?
I've gone for. I mean, for me, I was writing down names, and I've got a list of about 47 players. I would go with Vunipola or Gethin Jenkins for me.
Or Gethin,
go for a bit of experience.
Not Cian Healy?
No, I would go a bit of experience really. I'd go with Gethin. He's got a lot of caps. With Mako as the impact sub, he does that role very well. Yeah. Obviously on current form, I can see your viewpoint.
Yeah, I'm not a massive Gethin fan, but that's just a personal thing. I'd probably go Cian Healy or Mako, but he's strong in that position for sure.
Yeah. I've gone Rory Best at hooker, and then I've gone with Dan Cole or WP Nell, who would be back.
All three, I think all three of those perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I think Best is playing the best. Excuse the pun.
I agree.
And a great leader, real inspiration, really motivated Ireland. So he's my captain actually, because I am not picking Warburton, I'm not picking Wyn Jones on form. I think they've been average on form. I'm going Itoje and Johnny Gray in the second row. I think that is awesome second.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. I mean, for me, I've gone with Itoje and now Wyn Jones. Alan Wyn Jones captain the team.
Yeah, he's your captain, is he?
Yeah, I think because he has looked good in that Welsh side when everybody else has looked distinctly average around him.
He's a class player. Absolutely, I'll be happy with him in there.
He's a big occasion player for me as well. I think having that level head in the second row, a bit like a Martin Johnson-esque, keeping that level head, bit of experience.
I think there's a lot to be said for that. I just think against New Zealand, you need something special, something a bit different.
Yeah, definitely.
My back five, Itoje Gray, then I've got Faletau at 6, Tipperick at 7 and Billy V at 8. I just think that back five will really worry New Zealand.
Yeah.
It may not have as much heft or experience maybe as a different back row, maybe a Rob Shaw or an Alan Wyn Jones, but I just think that's a bit special.
Yeah, no, I think I can completely agree with you with that. I mean, I've gone with Chris Robshaw at 6. I think in form, 6 at the moment. Dan Lydiard getting injured is not ideal, really, because I think I don't
think he was playing that great either.
No, but he would be my other contender for the 6 shirt. And then I've gone Sean O'Brien or Tipperick for the 7 shirt, and then Vunipola at 8.
I mean, your pack's a bit more solid, a bit more experience. I've gone for a bit more flair, so both very good.
But I've gone less experience in the back line as a result.
Give me your whole back line.
I've gone Conor Murray or Ben Youngs. I mean, they're pretty interchangeable.
Yeah, I've put Murray / Youngs, but I've put Murray.
Yeah, I mean, from us talking about it the other day, if I was going to play Ben Youngs, I'd play Farrell at 10.
Yep.
If I was going to play Conor Murray, I'd play Sexton at 10. Okay. So that's my kind of interchange
so
option.
you're Murray Sexton.
I'm Murray Sexton.
I'm Murray Sexton, okay. Centres?
I've gone Farrell and Joseph.
Yeah, snap.
Farrell at 12, 13,
exactly
Joseph.
the same.
And then I've gone George North, Anthony Watson, and then Stuart Hogg at fullback.
Okay, one difference from me. I just think North is playing very poorly at the moment.
Yeah.
I put Johnny May in there as well, so it's just a flying back line there. May, Watson and Hogg. I mean, along with that back 5, it's a quick team.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, right, well, that's where we're going to finish it. We're going to issue a few videos over the Christmas period. The next one coming up is one of our first combined 15 video, just to introduce the series. It is an animal 15.
Yeah.
So start thinking, too excited actually, more excited than the real stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So tune in over the Christmas period for that, and until then, enjoy your rugby.